Hi everyone, welcome back. This is probably going to be the last vintage cube I record for this season. This is March of 2022 season. It's been a pretty fun vintage cube. I really like the changes they made. This is an easy pick. I'll just take this Mox Jet. We'll see what we get next. Yeah, I didn't play a ton this time around, but I'm excited for more vintage cubes to come. I think I've been enjoying playing lots of Time Twister decks and like black mid-range decks. I think have sneakily gotten a little bit better. Played a lot of Uro decks, which I feel like have also gotten better. There's a lot of options in this pack. I'm not going to worry about having the Mox Jet that much. I'm just going to try to take like the best card to start with. It might be Fractured Identity. Yeah, even I think Fractured Identity is another one of these cards that's gotten a bit weaker just because there's so many good proactive cards these days, and I really like Uro as well, but that's a little early to pick it up, so this is the card I feel most comfortable taking, even though it does restrict your deck building a decent amount. Usually I try to play like heavy blue and splash white for this, or you can just play classic blue-white control is always a good archetype. But looking at this pack, it's basically a lot of average power level cards and then a Hollowed Fountain, and it pretty clearly we want this card in our deck because of Fractured Identity, so I'll just take the land. And same situation here, a lot of average power level cards, and then some lands, which are okay. And I think this is actually a good time to pick up the Shelldock Isle. It's not a card that I love just because it's slow, and basically just because it's slow, but there's not a great alternative. Okay, this is an interesting position. Tinker is another card that I used to love in Vintage Cube, but there's just so many ways to deal with whatever you tinker out now that I generally find Tinker to be kind of weak. I guess getting Bolus's Citadel with it is kind of good because then you just go off right away and get massive card advantage. But so yeah, there's like two blue combo cards I could take here, High Tide or Tinker. It looks like green is not that open. Usually you want to go blue-green with High Tide. I think I want to take one of the blue cards. And maybe this is just the time for Tinker. I think it's a little easier to make Tinker work than High Tide work, so that's why I'm going to take it. And I do have the Mox already, which is going to help. So it looks like artifacts might be open. Like, even though I said Tinker, I don't think it's that powerful. I think it goes pretty highly in the cube fairly often. I think a lot of people like it. So there's two good artifacts here, Coalition Relic and the Portal. So it's possible we can just get into the artifact deck, and I would rather have Coalition Relic just because it's cheaper and it will help me play multiple colors, which I'm going to want to do. I might want to play red, or oh, here's the Bolas Citadel. Nice, okay. I guess we just take that. Shark Typhoon and Memory Jar, those would be okay, but yeah, now it's only pick 7, and we already have Tinker, Bolas' Citadel locked up, so we can kind of draft around this now. So at the very least, this deck will be like kind of interesting if it's not like very powerful. Maybe Jin Gitaxias could work in with this deck. I'll just take Gideon. That's kind of a boring pick. What am I going to do with Jin Gitaxias? Gideon's probably the better pick, but whatever. I'm going to try to draft an interesting combo deck given what I have. And here, Winter Orb will be good. Savannah could be fine, but this is the deck that wants Urza, and so I'm going to try to get the Urza Winter Orb combo. Uro came all the way around, so I can play blue-green, splash white. Yeah, Uro just wheels so much in this cube, and I really don't think it should. But I think a lot of people don't have a good grasp of how to like draft good Uro decks because it's not straightforward. So Skull Clamp would be okay in this deck because I want like 2 or 3 more cheap artifacts. And now this is kind of interesting. 2 cheap artifacts. Lion's Eye Diamond is going to work with Echo of Aeons, which is in the next pack, I believe. This is kind of a tough pick. I'm just going to take this. No, okay, the Echo of Aeons is in the pack to come. Now I can take a blue-green land. Okay, it looks like we did not get the Echo of Aeons out of this pack. Forge Master. Okay, we'll take Forge Master. Grist going super late too. Okay, so kind of a missed pick with this Lion's Eye Diamond there. I was speculating maybe could get into some other combo shenanigans, but we'll just take this out. Wow, okay, we open Black Lotus. Okay, well, Lion's Eye Diamond might be back. It's possible we can go into Storm. And there's a Demonic Tutor. Wow, this deck is kind of nuts now. So I'll be on the lookout for Yawgmoth's Will, and then maybe we can go into Yawg Will Storm. that's this style of Storm that wants you to have Black Lotus and Lionside Diamond. It's really rare to get both of these in the same deck. So I can just take good land here, or I think Charter Course looks pretty good. Basically, I want my mana to be good so I can use Uro, but I also just want like some cantrips and stuff like Charter Course that feed my graveyard for the Uro. And Vendilion Click is really good. It's a strong card. It's probably the best card in this pack even, but it's not what I want for this deck. I want more combo-y cards. Now, if I had the High Tide from last pack, I could be going into that, and I would have Turnabout and a lot of fast mana, but instead I took the Forge Master, and that kind of plays into the Bolas' Citadel thing. So I'm looking for more artifacts, but I'm not exactly looking to play Academy Ruins. It's so slow. I've just not found that card to ever be good. And then there's some lands here, but I guess the Blooming Marsh could be decent because I can play Grist from it, but that's probably the best thing for me. Okay, this deck is kind of a mess as far as organization goes. Let's move these artifacts over here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Now there's Phyrexian Revoker, which would be playable, but there's just Portent, and yeah, like I just mentioned with Charter Course, these are the sort of cards that I want. It makes Uro better, and it makes my combo more redundant, so I can just find the Tinker, Retrofitter, Foundry. Yeah, that could be okay in this deck. There's also the Academy. I'm not looking at much else. I think those are the two cards that are decent here. And the Academy has the most opportunity to be like great. I'm just not sure if I'm going to get there. I have 5 artifacts right now. Seems worth it to take it. Okay, here's the Yogg-Will. I guess we're pretty priced in to take it. The other option, I can take Palace Jailer and be more of a blue-white fair deck, but I don't think we're really going down that route. This is too good of a start, even though I don't have a way to win with Storm yet. Crucible is just a random artifact, and then there's not much else I can take. Duress would be okay. Maybe I'm not even playing this Uro. Maybe I'm like sideboarding it. Crucible seems kind of not great in the deck, whereas Duress is going to be good in the control matchups. Now there's 2 cheap artifacts, and Inkwell Leviathan, which is another target for the Tinker, but I don't know if we need that. Bolas' Citadel is really good in Storm as well, because you just play a bunch of free spells and then you just win with your Storm win condition. So I'm actually not sure which of these cards is better, but I'll just take the cheaper artifact. Now I could take my first Signet, and it makes white mana. It's kind of helpful. Brainstorm, which is not great in the deck. Talisman, which could be actually pretty good. Oh, and it's an artifact, so I can randomly sacrifice it, and it can randomly power my Tolarian Academy. That seems good enough. Can fetch the Tinker. Stormcaller is not looking amazing here, so I'll just take the land. Looks like most of these cards will not do anything. Crop Rotation can find Tolarian Academy, but I don't know, that's probably not good enough to play it. Maybe Academy Ruins could work in one matchup. Lodestone Golem could be fine. Grave Titan is just another card. You can even put it in a Storm deck and it can be good. I guess I'll just keep with the artifact theme. I could play Vindicate. So we need a Storm win condition. Because right now it's like I can get Bolas' Citadel into play, but then don't exactly have a way to win the game. Okay, and I've opened Fastmod. This is like my favorite card in the cube. I pretty much first pick it whenever I get the chance. It's not great in this deck, although yeah, it works with Bolas' Citadel. What else is in this pack? There's a Signet, there's some decent blue cards, and some good lands. I'm just going to take the Fastmod. Maybe we'll find Time Twister and some of the cards that make it really good in this pack. I can't resist Fastmod, it's so fun to play with. This is an interesting pack. The lands are not great. Primeval Titan would be like decent. I don't think we need it. I think Miscalculation is the best card. We can cycle it, or randomly it can just be good to counter something. I don't think I can support Dak with my mana base. And this Bloodstained Mire could turn out to be good, but at the moment it doesn't do anything. It doesn't fetch for any dual lands. Definitely another interesting spot. Mana Drain is like the strongest card. I guess I'm just going to have to take the Mana Drain. I can cast Kuldotha Forge Master or Jin Gitaxias with the mana, and that's probably just good enough. Even though Ponder or Jace would actually be pretty fine too in this deck. Even Golos. I can probably activate Golos with this deck, just given that I have Black Lotus and some other things. I'm still looking for that win condition. It's possible I'm just not going to get there on Storm, and I'll have to play mid-range Bullis Citadel. And so if I do have to do that, I think taking Sphinx is a good hedge, and because this card is just great with Black Lotus and Mana Drain, so I'll just take it, and it's guaranteed to be pretty good in my deck. Yeah, it's looking like I might be playing a Sultai Fair deck. So if that's the case, there's 2 good lands here. I'm not sure which land would be better. I'm taking the fetch land because it's better with Uro. Now we get Time Spiral, the first draw 7. So it's going to be good with Fast Bond, but this is just not a Time Spiral deck. I don't have Narset or Leovold to combo with it. So I'm just going to take the best fair card. Kind of awkward because my deck is losing a lot of life. So I don't really want to take Knight's Whisper, but I kind of feel like it's the best card though. This is a pretty interesting spot actually. I think I'll just take Wormcoil Engine because I really like the lifelink that it brings, even though Battle Sphere is usually better. And here I can take Seachrome Coast. Seems like the best land for me. Tropical Island, I can fetch that, so that's pretty good. Then the rest of the cards. Hope I have enough playables here. I'm gonna have to cut quite a few cards out of this deck. Not sure what to take, what to play here. I think maybe just Primeval Titan. The top end of my curve is kind of full of cards, but I kind of like that with Black Lotus. Now Strix looks really good. It's another artifact. Now I can take the land or the Ophiomancer. I'll just take the Ophiomancer. It's so good in certain matchups. And I probably can't play any of these cards. But yeah, this deck, I feel like it had a lot of potential. Wonder if I can play that. This deck had a lot of potential to be a cool Storm deck, and then we just did not get there. And we got no combos with the Fast Bond. So I'm going to have to take that card out too, I think. Yeah, we just did not get there on Yogg-Will or Fast Bond. So I'm going to have to take out the Lion's Eye Diamond package. We didn't get the Urza for the Winter Orb. Maybe I can still play it. And then, is Talisman good enough to play? I feel like I don't need the Talisman. Yeah, now it's at the point where I don't even know if I can play Tolarian Academy. Yeah, I think the Academy is just too bad in the early game. So I'm not going to play Tolarian Academy. And I need to cut one other card. Yeah, I'm just going to cut the Jin-Gitaxias. Or I could cut the Battle Sphere. Yeah, I'll cut the Battle Sphere. I want to try out the Jin-Gitaxias. I think it's good in certain circumstances. When it stops your opponent from playing instants and sorceries, it's like pretty good. Okay, I added some basics and we'll try to run the deck like this. Here we are for the first round. I'm on the draw and this hand looks pretty solid. We're going to keep. We're missing one of our like 6 drops to Black Lotus into, but never going to complain about having Black Lotus in the opening hand. Imperial Seal, okay. They must be playing combo of some sort. It looks like they mulliganed to 6. I'm still going to Duress on turn 1. I'm not going to wait to see what they got with Imperial Seal. Interesting, so they're mono black, so yeah, I wonder what they got. Maybe it's just Dark Confidant or something like that. Maybe it is Entomb, but I guess we're not going to find out. Bitter Blossom, okay. So I can steal the Bitter Blossom if I want to, or I can just try to go over the top of it. I feel like I can go over the top of it pretty easily. Okay, well I can play out Bolas' Citadel. Oh, yeah, this is the one Fast Bond combo that I have in my deck. So kind of interesting. This might not be the turn to play the Citadel just because I have to make a land drop here. So maybe let's Uro first, and then next turn we'll Citadel. Does that make sense? I think that could be fine. Okay, gotta tap the mana correctly. Bitter Blossom is going to pressure the life total a little bit. Okay, Dark Ritual into Gonti, so I wonder what they can get that is going to be really good. I hope that they don't get the Wormcoil engine, because I would like to have access to life gain in this game. I would like to be able to play a bunch of cards with Citadel and then gain some life back. All right, well, we're just going to go for the Citadel here. Play Hallowed Fountain. Yes, to untap. Consecrated Sphinx, that seems good enough to play. And now there's a Coalition Relic on top. Should I play that too? It's going to put me down to 9. Yeah, it seems fine. Okay, we went all the way down to 7. But I feel like we should be able to win from here. I don't know. I'm not going to play the Relic. I want to save a little bit of life here. What am I going to do about this Gonti? I think I want to block here. I'll just chump block the Gonti. No, it's fine. I'll just block here. They're going to try to kill me with damage, but I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty hard. I have Uro in my graveyard too. Yeah, I can escape Uro here. That's going to be... I have enough mana to do that, so that's easily going to help me win the game. Play the land off the top. Now let's just escape the Uro. Green, blue, green. There's no reason to like try to play this game optimally. We're not losing this game. I'll mill the land off the top. Play Lodestone Golem. Yeah, whatever. Oh, can I use Bolas's Citadel? 5. Yeah, I think I might have had... Yeah, I think I just passed with lethal on board. But that's okay. Guess they're playing Reanimator. It's definitely mono black, but I think the deck's set up in the best way already. I'm going to keep this hand. It's kind of awkward. I need to draw black mana fairly quickly. I'm going to shuffle. I need black mana. I think those cards were a bit too average and slow. Now I can still hold up Miscalculation next turn. They might be able to have a good Dark Ritual play here. Okay, yeah, they're playing Reanimator. So let's see. If they care about the Miscalculation, I guess they'll take it here. But it looks like they don't care about it. I did draw the black mana. So pretty awkward, but yeah, I think I'll hold up the Miscalc. Basically, I'm going to force them to have Reanimate here. I'm going to force them to have a Reanimate spell that costs 1 mana. It looks like they did not have it. So now the question is, like, do I want to cycle the miscalc? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to make the same exact play again. I'm going to force them to have go Citadel here. Now, same thing. They might not even have an extra land. So I'm going to force them to have either a land and a 2-mana spell or the reanimate again. Okay, they have library. So good chance that they can reanimate here. If they can't, okay. Yeah, they might just have like a 3-mana spell like Liliana, the Veil. Just gonna keep waiting. Now I have options for what to play. Either Baleful Strix or Uro. Baleful Strix is a little bit better. So the game is developing very slowly, but I have a good card under the Shell Dock, and now I have immediate access to Grist -2 if they reanimate Ashen Rider. Even though, yeah, that's not a great way to answer it. Okay, they do have Liliana, the Veil. So this might be the time to cycle the miscalculation at the end of turn. Interesting. So, yeah, putting Grist into play has to be good here. So if I'm tapped out now, Ashen Rider is going to be pretty good on this board. It could answer my Grist and my Shelldock Isle, because this Isle is becoming an issue. I'm very close to activating it. But it looks like they might not have the reanimation spell. Oh, they have Grief. Wow. So they can take Chart a Course here, and that will stop me from activating Bolas's Citadel. Although maybe not. Is it possible that I have 4 blue mana so that I could escape Uro and activate Shelldock? Very blue intensive. Discard a card. Yeah, it's going to have to be the Forest. Okay, so they're down to 0 cards. So this feels... Yeah, I still can't do the Uro play. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 blue sources. Hold on, okay. Uro takes 2. This takes 2, okay. Blue, blue, green, green. I think I can do it. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking I would need that many blue sources. So let's just do it this way. Blue, blue, green, green. Yeah, feeling like we've got this game. Okay, I actually did this out of order. Yeah, I should not have made my land drop. That was a mistake. We could definitely pay for that here. Interesting. Basically, the only way we lose now is if they reanimate Ashen Rider. But whatever, I'm just going to bring the Bolas's Citadel into play now anyways. If there's a land on top, it's going to be awkward. But yeah, we should be fine anyways. I feel like we could even beat Ashen Rider here. Okay, well, they're going to get both of these cards. But then we're going to have Uro and Bolas's Citadel, so... So we are going to get to go off here. Winter Orb, I don't really want to play that. What am I trying to find here? Not exactly sure. Oh, this is great. Now they can't reanimate, and now I have a counter spell on top. This is what we call the hard lock. All right, good games. Let's go to the next round. I did make one change to the deck after playing the first round. I took out the Winter Orb and I put in Lion's Eye Diamond because I feel like the orb was mostly just a sacrifice to Tinker, and so Lion's Eye Diamond is better for that. This hand is pretty sketchy, so I think I should just mulligan. This deck mulligans pretty well, I think. Like, if I just find a hand with Mox plus Tinker, that's really good. Yeah, this hand's not terrible. I have Mana Drain, and I could draw into something good with that, but I think this deck mulligans pretty well. This hand has a turn 2. I mean, I'm going to keep this. Kind of interesting. What should I bottom, though? I guess the Duress, because I'm not... Well, there are some ways that I could use this Duress, but I'm going to bottom it. I feel like it's usually better to play out the Black Lotus. I should maybe play the Diamond too, but I mean, if they cast a discard spell, they're not going to take the Lion's Eye Diamond. There's the black mana, so we can play Forge Master. That seems fine. It's either that or just keep waiting. And that doesn't seem great. Still going to leave the Lion's Eye Diamond in hand. I feel like there's not a lot of downside. Well, if they have Duress, seems kind of low percent chance they're going to have Duress on turn 2. Now I guess I can just discard the Lion's Eye Diamond, even though I do want it, because this is kind of interesting. Don't really need the Swamp. I really need the Uro. Mostly going to cycle. Yeah, I think the Uro is actually the card to discard. Do I have anything that costs 1 mana in my deck? 1 colored mana? Hard to remember. Oh, I can actually use Lion's Eye Diamond to cast Uro, and so I might do that next turn. Okay, no, now I just have the 3 artifacts, so now I can just go off with Bolas's Citadel. Otherwise, I was going to think about this Lion's Eye Diamond play, but let's just not even worry about that. And I get to exile their Kroxa for free. Pretty nice. And now my Uro is even closer to being escaped. Wow, okay. You see Tinker on top, so the only way I can cast that is by sacrificing my Bolas's Citadel. And I don't want to do that. So we'll just pass. And hopefully they cannot remove this. Okay, it's going to be important to see what they've... Okay, they've taken away a lot of lands with the Ashiok, but also Primeval Titan. Okay, and I did get Waterlogged Grove, so I can escape Uro. But let's see what we can find on top of the library. Okay, kind of awkward. I think I want to escape the Uro. And it'll clear that swamp off of the top. Worm Coil, definitely not bad. Okay, and we'll pass. They can put Primeval Titan into play here. That could be pretty good. No, they're just going to try to deck me. Okay. Bribery. That can get Jin-Gitaxias. Yeah, that's pretty good. Considering Fractured Identity is one of my outs here. I'm going to get to attack with both of my 6/6s. No, they're going to go for Consecrated Sphinx. I wonder about that. Interesting. Okay, so I can play Jin-Gitaxias now, and then I can double Duress, or I can save it for later. This is a sick game. What would I want to double cast? Do I have a good artifact in my deck? Do I have a better... Yeah, I have some really good spells. I don't think I want to double Duress. Let's just single Duress. Okay, they're playing Reanimator. Exhume, Shallow Grave. Yeah, those don't seem like they're doing a ton. I'll just take the Unholy Heat. Unholy Heat's doing even less. I think I'll leave that in their hand. I think Shallow Grave is probably the best. Lodestone Golem, I think I'll just cast that without copying it. Non-artifact spells cost 1 more to cast, so that's going to make my Jin-Gitaxias. This is very awkward. I think I actually want to clear that Lodestone Golem off the top of my deck by attacking with Uro. Okay, we find Mana Drain on the top. I think I want the Mana Drain to get exiled. Oh, they got my Fractured Identity. That was maybe one of my only ways left to win the game. Yeah, they're really attacking my resources very well with this Ashiok. Unholy Heat gets countered, and then Baleful Strix gets cast. I'm down to 7 cards in my deck. Zoom on the Grief. Okay. Yeah, I'm just in... I don't think I have a way to shuffle my library. Forget what I have left in my deck. This is very awkward. I don't want to double cast the Baleful Strix. Yeah, I feel like the Fractured Identity was a very important card to my game plan here. How else? Yeah, they exiled my Primeval Titan as well. This Ashiok has really done a number on me. Not sure if I can win through this. Maybe if I can activate Bolas's Citadel, the ultimate. I guess this might be my only turn before I die. So I'm just going to cast the Baleful Strix. It's going to get copied, and I'm going to draw multiple cards, which is not great at this moment. And I'm not even sure what sort of action I have left in the deck. Okay, Grist is my final card, but I can't. Okay, I don't think I can win this turn is the problem. Let's see. Grist can destroy. Yeah, I think I'm just one card too short. All right, we're going to have to concede this game. Yeah, Ashiok is a problem against Bolas's Citadel, apparently. And I'm kind of noticing that this Lodestone Golem is also a non-bow with Bolas's Citadel, so I might want to just take this card out. And we're playing the Bribery matchup, but my deck doesn't really have a way to make itself better against Bribery. Okay, I guess I'll just take out Lodestone Golem and put in Mere Battlesphere. I kind of like that. Maybe Vindicate is important here, and I can take out Miscalculation. Let's try this configuration of the deck. Okay, this hand is fine. It has all the mana we need, and it has mana drain into Consecrated Sphinx. I just need to counter a 3-drop. Okay, now we have Tinker, so I can maybe even mana drain into Tinker. Well, I'm not sure if that will be better. Let's see. Either way, I don't really want to counter a 2-drop. Might have to, though. Skyclave Shade, so I can counter that, and then that would allow me to Tinker next turn. That has to be good, right? Even better, we drew Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, so now cast Lion's Eye Diamond. Tinker. We're going for the Bolas's Citadel again. Okay, Portent. This is going to be pretty good. Okay, those cards all look great. Now, which ones do we want? Primeval Titan last? Or Baleful Strix last? No, I think I'll just leave the Baleful Strix in the library. Use the ability to shuffle? No. I'll just play Mere Battlesphere. And I'll just play Primeval Titan. And then I'll get Shelldock Isle. I'm at 6 life. Okay, so that's going to be the end of that. Back Fade and stealing the Battlesphere. That is fine. Stealing the Citadel. That is a problem. Wow, this could get interesting. I think they just steal the Citadel and try to like combo me out here. I know they have... Wow, they find Grief. They have Shallow Grave in their deck. But my board presence is pretty good, and I believe they've made their land drop. So, okay, yeah, that was not the best turn. But I am only at 6. Let's see, if I attack with the Battlesphere to put them at 9... Yeah, they're forced to chump block here. Let's see, what if I only tap 3 Mirror, put them at 10, and then the other Mirror attacks Stack Fade in? They're still forced to chump block. So that seems like the best play. And I do have a flyer, so I'm pretty happy about that because I can block like a haste flyer that they get off of the Bullis Citadel. I feel like that's like one of the ways I could lose this. I'm not even gonna hold up Shell Dock. I don't need to do that. I didn't think I would be the one getting Bolas's Citadel here. I can discard my Coalition Relic so that I don't take any damage. Okay, nice. Wow, Dak Faden on Bolas's Citadel. This is going to be a tough game 3. Jeez. Well, I'm happy I have the Vindicate and the Fractured Identity. That gives me like some insurance. And I'm on the draw this time. Probably want to bring back in Miscalculation just because it's a good card. And then maybe I can take out... I could just go less all in on the Bolas's Citadel. I'm just going to take out one of the top end cards just being on the draw. Jin-Gitaxias is not that great against like Planeswalkers and creatures. Okay, this is an easy mulligan. This is one of the more awkward hands you could find. I have to mulligan this again. This hand is totally fine. So I can definitely bottom the Lion's Eye Diamond and then maybe the Forest. Yeah. So this is a good example of a deck that mulligans well. So I have all these card draw spells in my hand. I will, even though I went to 5, I'm not going to be down huge on material. And I think casting Duress makes sense, because I can cast Portent with the rest of the mana. Okay, so what to do here? Yeah, they have Gristlebrand. So they have the Bribery, but they're quite far away from casting it. But I'll just take the Ashiok. And I could even Portent my opponent and try to mana screw them. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. Don't need to Portent myself. Reef, Night's Whisper, Underground Sea. I feel like I should shuffle that. We'll shuffle. So it didn't get a ton of value off this Portent. It could have worked out great. Although, I guess like if I see lands, I get to shuffle. That's the value that you get off of Portent. I found an island, which I'm happy with. I don't need the Baleful Strix in place. I'll just try to get access to more cards first. Okay, they found a swamp. So, and now they're drawing cards with Muldrifter, so they're on their way to casting this Bribery. I'm kind of far away from casting my Primeval Titan. So this hand is shaping up kind of awkwardly. I'm going to take some damage off of Kroxa. Yeah, if they have Bribery next turn, it's going to be pretty awkward. Coalition Relic was not a bad draw, just because it gives me double green. Now, what am I going to do with this Baleful Strix? Guess I'll attack. But yeah, if they Bribery me here and then they get... I guess they don't have the land? No, they do have the land. Okay, they don't want to play into a counterspell. Tar Pit. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, they know I have counterspells in my deck, so I'm not playing into it. And there's the Citadel. I only have 10 life, and they have Creeping Tar Pit in play, which I can vindicate the Creeping Tar Pit. Wow, this is very awkward, but I just can't cast that much with the Citadel. If I play the Primeval Titan, they will bribery me and maybe get... Yeah, I just don't have great options here, if I'm being honest. Maybe Citadel is the best option. Either way, I'm just going to get green. I think Citadel is the best option. Probably should have got black mana there. I think I just lose if I play Primeval Titan. Although I could leave up mana, but yeah, they're going to probably just play into the mana. Once I have a Primeval Titan in play, they're going to be forced to play into it. If I use Bolas's Citadel, I need to find like Vindicate plus like Counterspell on the top or something. Primeval Titan does get me Shelldock Isle, but I'm kind of far away from using that. I think Primeval Titan has to be better. Definitely get Shelldock Isle, and then the other one is be another Greenland. I find Miscalculation. Let's see. There's not much I can do here. I guess I'll just take the Miscalculation. I guess I'm going to attack too. I expect them to just bribery here, but maybe not. I'm representing the best counterspell ever here. But I did tank forever, so... Wow, what does that do? Wow, I just got so punished for attacking with Baleful Strix. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I'm at 5. So the Bolas's Citadel is not going to do a ton. Heart of Course, I don't think I want to cast that. Not sure what I'm looking for here. Okay, Uro is a decent start. Now I can get more life off of that Uro. Relic of Progenitus. This also helps me. I'm going to play down this because I don't think it matters. Then play this. A Mirrored Battlesphere, so I need to clear that off the top of my deck. Green, green, blue, blue. Sack Lion's Eye Diamond. I think I save Lion's Eye Diamond for later. Okay, this game is getting a little complicated. Land on top. Discard, get blue mana. That seems okay to me. Now I need to use the relic. Now I have Chart a Course on top. Just going to draw me 2 cards. I guess I play it. Sphinx on top. 1, 2, 3. I can't do anything else. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. Okay, shoot. I'm dead to the tar pit. Did I make a mistake with the Chart of Course? Yeah, I could have been at 1 here. Playing the Chart of Course was a mistake, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they had Dak Fade in to steal the Baleful Strix anyways. Yeah, they really got me here with the Olivia. Can't remember if I saw that in my opponent's deck, but yeah, need to be aware of that. Okay, let's go to the next round. We're here for the final round. I'm on the play. And this hand looks fine. It's got the mana we need. We do need green for the Uro and another blue for the mana drain, but that's okay. I have turn 2 plays. It's more important. Mana Vault, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to be holding up a counterspell. It's really good to counterspell something that gets cast off Mana Vault because it's basically a 2-for-1 because you get the Mana Vault tapped. And yeah, there's a pretty good chance they go for it, just forcing me to have Remand or Mana Leak or Miscalc, and luckily this time I have the Miscalc. Okay, that's definitely a bad draw, but I'll just play this Strix and try to make my land drop. Okay, definitely getting punished by our very awkward top end in this deck, but if we draw Black Lotus, Citadel is going to be really good. And oh yeah, we do have green mana for Uro. We need blue or green is what we need now. And yeah, drawing Tinker. Okay, we still have some other good Tinker targets in the deck. And yeah, I'm going to have to just cycle this now because I want to hit a land drop. And I'll leave the Baleful Strix in play for the Tinker. Always awkward when you draw your Citadel. Okay, it looks like my opponent is playing just some sort of Esper deck. Okay, we drew the Black Lotus, but they're very ahead on board now. They still have 4 cards in hand. Although the Strix is kind of holding off the hero, but yeah, I don't really have isn't really a position where I can like hold this Lotus and wait to cast the Citadel. I think I just need to play something right now. So I think I'm just going to end up tinkering, but I'll start with Night's Whisper. Okay, I find Mox Jet. And a land. Interesting. I don't really want to sacrifice my Baleful Strix because it's so good at blocking the hero of Bladehold. It's kind of a thing I need to do here. Yeah, I just don't have anything great. Any other great options here. Just gonna cast the Tinker. And oh, Jin-Gitaxias still in. Okay, yeah, that's right. I think I might want to put in the Mirror Battlesphere again for the Jin-Gitaxias. Fractured Identity would be rough here. No, they have Teferi to bounce the Wormcoil. So yeah, now I'm happy that I have this Baleful Strix. Oh, I do not have a Baleful Strix anymore. Yikes. Okay, I think that's game. Wow, this was a rough hand to go against. Even having the counter for the turn 2 Teferi. Alright, we're just going to go to the next game. So I like the Mirror Battlesphere because it gives me all the chump blockers then I might want to do the Vindicate thing again. They do have Planeswalkers. I can just take out like the Lodestone Golem. Vindicate. This is a very slow Tinker hand. I feel like this hand's just fine. I really like Ophiomancer in the matchup. It can attack the Planeswalkers and it blocks the creatures. I definitely could have mulliganed this, but being on the play, I feel like this is okay. Now, which one of these do I want? I think Wormcoil. I think it's more likely we want like life rather than cards in the late game. Now I need to decide if I want to shuffle. I don't want to shuffle. The cards on the bottom of my library, I would like to keep them that way. From Shelldock Isle. So Coalition Relic will allow me to tinker next turn. So I think I just do that. Let's see. Okay, Gideon, not bad. Plus Dark Confidant. Okay, they have a nice board position, but I just need to not draw Bolas's Citadel here. Okay, nice, we didn't draw it. Blue, blue, then we'll tap this. I'm definitely just going for Citadel here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, nice. We found Consecrated Sphinx. Pretty great start. Wrist, also really great. Lotus, probably one of the best cards we can hit. Now, let's see. Okay, now we have a tough decision. If I Grist plus, can mill that Hollowed Fountain off the top and just keep going. Or I can just play Ophiomancer in minus and just destroy their Gideon. 24 cards left in my library. They do have Creeping Tar Pit, but I have the Wormcoil Engine coming soon. Kind of a tough spot here. I'm just going to plus. I don't care about that Gideon. Now my Shelldock is online, and I have Fractured Identity on top, but I don't want to cast it. So what am I going to do here? I think I'm going to keep up Miscalculation. So that means I will just be passing the turn. I feel pretty safe here. I can play Wormcoil Engine, and I have Miscalc backup. So I have 3 blockers here. And I have a healthy 7 life. They're going to play the Teferi. They're just going to destroy that. I guess I'll counter it. And I guess I'm going to Wormcoil too, because they're not going to attack here, so... Originally, I would like to trick them into attacking into this Wormcoil, but I don't really think that's going to happen. Okay, there we go. Was that turn 3? That was turn 4 Tinker. It's good enough. Okay, now we're on the draw. And this hand is too slow. Easy mulligan. This hand's fine. I'm going to keep. Then definitely some awkward cards in this hand. One of them being Lineside Diamond, the other one being Primeval Titan. Actually just going to bottom the Titan. If I can find Tinker, that's one of my best ways to win the game. I'm going to want to just... The Lineside Diamond is going to be good. So I can either Duress or Knight's Whisper. gonna take the risk in Knight's Whisper. I think most of their important cards are gonna come down on 3. Mana drain. Okay, not a huge deal. So what do I want to discard? Sphinx or Wormcoil Engine? Or maybe even Ophiomancer. I think I don't need access to Sphinx this game. If I need access to a lot of cards, I can use Kuldotha Forge Master to get Bolas' Citadel. And I want to have a Ophiomancer. I want to guarantee I can play something next turn. My opponent has Caracas. Okay. Doesn't affect my game plan that much. I haven't seen that many counterspells from them is the thing. Now, what do I want to do with this Flooded Strand? Search for... Just gonna fetch now. Okay, I guess I could have waited. I'm just gonna go for the most impactful play here. Play down the Forge Master, and they counter it. It's not that big of a deal. They don't have black mana, so they can't destroy it right now. Maybe they'll draw something on their turn, or maybe they'll have white removal. They didn't have Little Teferi last turn. Yeah, they have Banishing Light. Okay. Then that's a super awkward draw. But that's fine. I'm just going to play the Ophiomancer, and luckily my opponent is stumbling on mana here, so I should have time to play down Wormcoil Engine next turn, maybe use Fractured Identity at some point. And this game is definitely going fine. I'm not going to use Fractured Identity here on a Banishing Light. I can wait to do that. Okay, they've been slow rolling Mana Vault this whole time, it looks like. I think they must have drawn Plains for this turn. And they have Skyclave Apparition. Okay, not bad. Oh, they're going to take my black mana away. Yeah, that does actually stop me here. So what do I want to do? I am kind of priced into casting Fractured Identity here just because of the way the mana is working out. So I take the Banishing Light, get back the Forge Master, and then my Banishing Light takes away their Apparition. Mox becomes a 0/0. And then if they remove the Banishing Light, they get back their Skyclave Apparition. It's kind of tricky. I have the choice between two very similar cards here. No, I think I want to take the Skyclave Apparition because then they will just get a 3/3. Yeah, this is what I want to do. Yeah, this gives me a 2/2 instead of a useless enchantment too. So yeah, I feel like this is clearly the best play. But I still need to draw black mana or another artifact to use my Kuldotha Forge Master. And they're going to be able to play something big. I haven't seen them have like 7 or 8 drop in their deck. Just seen like 5 mana Planeswalkers. Okay, Wrath of God. Yeah, this has been working out well for them, but do have Wormcoil Engine. Sower, wow, that's brutal. Yeah, the way this is playing out is just really bad for me. Trying to think of if I can play and sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond and draw something with Waterlogged Grove, but it's, yeah, I don't even think Tinker is great at this point. Am I just dead on board? 7? Yeah, I'm actually just dead on board, so I needed to sack the Waterlogged Grove. Loaded mana with Lion's Eye Diamond, yeah. Wow. A little bit disappointing to lose this match, but that was a really fun deck. So definitely a good way to end the series, and thank you guys for watching. See you next time.